Sally Wood for Be Inspired, and thank you for joining me today. I am working on 6 identical dining room chairs. So as I work through them, I'll give you some pointers so that they all look as identical as you can make them. So let's get on with it. As with every project, work your way around the bottom cloth and remove it. It's a bit of a process having to undo everything. Oh, and by the way, the fabric here is absolutely disgusting. And before you think it's the lady and gentleman, they're actually really sweet. But the fabric is just falling to pieces. It gets stuck to my tools. I was actually wondering whether I should put silicone on my tools, but then decided not to because I didn't want any chemical reactions going on either. It probably would work. I decided not to experiment. I don't need it getting worse than it needs to be. So the next level is the piping, and then the chair cover needs to come off. Now sometimes you can just pull these and they'll just come on out, and other times they won't. There we go. And then I'll work around the rest of the chair cover. These seem to be breaking, so I'll have to go back and take them out slightly better. Now I am going to have to replace these. You can just slip your finger underneath and move them. These should be tight. That's my next part to be done. Flip that over, remove the top. It's meant to be a leather and it's just cracking and peeling off. I hope it wasn't sold as a leather. It's a little bit difficult to tell because the back actually gives that leather look, but it doesn't smell like leather. So again, work your way around, tapping all of these up and then remove. Shouldn't take too long to do this. It's just inconvenient that it has to be done. Sometimes you'll get away with just doing 1 or 2 chairs, depending on how often they're used. And then go back and either pull these out if you can, or tap them in, because you don't want them hurting you. Always work from the center out when you're putting webbing in. I'm using 1/2 inch staples. Fold over and secure. Now I've lined this up and pulled it in, and I've got it on the edge of the chair like that at an angle because I really want this to go in straight. I've pulled it over the edge of the counter here and I'm pushing it all the way down. This is one of the things I dislike about these with the spikes in, because I end up leaning my leg against it. And secure. And that's done. Cut the webbing back, fold it over and secure. Once you've done that, line up for the next 2 pieces to go in. Actually, I'll put that slightly back, but it'll be okay. So the next 2 sides have to go in and then 3 across. When you go acrossways, remember to weave it in and out. The other weave will go over the top and under here on either side. The fact that it's slightly uneven really doesn't matter because I've got all this webbing going in here. Now before I put the foam on, I am going to put my halfway marks on. And I usually just slide the ruler so it's even until I get a nice easy point of reference. So that's 16, so that's 8 there. Flip it around and repeat on this side, which is 20, so 10 here. Line your marks up across the center like that. Now I have marked the centers, top and bottom. This fabric, the pile goes this way, so it should go on the chair this way, but my friend wants it to go sideways. So there's the front. Just going to make sure that it's all facing the right way. When I put the others in, I have to make sure that all of them go this way on the chair seat, which is a bit of a bind. It's easier if it goes up and down. Initially, I'm going to bring that over, and in line with that, twist it round and bring that in as well. Now, I'm not sure where I want everything, so I'm just going to bring it in a little way first. I can always move things around shortly. I've just removed the staple at the front and I'm pulling it really tight in here. I think that I can bring that in so it's almost level with the front too. But I'll have a look. Once you've got it tight in, adjust. Now I can make out the way the fabric was made. I'm going to just use those as my line to bring all this fabric in all the way along. It could be adjusted later. Now I'm going to work my way into the corner here. I need to take some of this back, just a little way, because this foam comes over and softens it. Bring that over and in. So it's going to curve round and that's going to even up and in. I know this is a bit shy, but the way these weave up and down, it varies. So I've had to take it from different points to get all of the pieces out. So what I'm going to do now is fold my hands over like that, find where the center is, which is here, pull it in and staple that side. I've got an old towel up here because I don't want to scratch my work surface with the staples. Again, I'm going to roll that out, and it's this side I'm concerned about this time. Bring it in, just roll my finger along there and staple into place. Now those 4 areas are done, I can start working the fabric in. Each fabric's going to be different. So long as you sort of bring it in and to the back or in and to the front, like that. And I'll do the same this side, just pull it all in like that. I've worked in a couple of small pleats along the front here, and that will take in some of the fabric from here. It's very tight on this one, I'm not going to worry too much. So long as this doesn't show on that side, it will be fine. Which it won't, because there'll be piping. And then I just got to work the corner in so it's as smooth as I can. Pull that one back over to here, and then pull that in like that and secure. So there shouldn't be any real big ripples along the front here. Once that's done, I can cut this back. And then with the back, just bring it in. There we go. If it looks like it's rolling out, just slightly pull it in and secure. The top has got a little cutout, so I'm going to cut some of this out. I'm going to put a small pleat in this corner here, and as I pull this in, I'm going to put a little pleat just a little ways back from there, like this. I'm going to pull this across here, like this, so it goes into the corner, so it dips in. Having cut all of this back, I'm going to pull that into place too. So now I've done that, I'll do that on the other side, just pulling this in so it straightens it up a little bit as I go. I can pull that one out and pull that in. It will tighten it up a bit. Now something else you need to double check if you've got a fabric with a pile is to make sure the pile is going the same way, especially on something like this where it could go either way, that you might make a mistake, but that's the way it goes. Now the nice thing is when you've got one done, you can use that as your template for the other ones. So I need to bring that in here, here and here. Then you can turn them both over and use that as your direction for where you want to put things. So this comes in line here, so I'm going to pop that on like that, and this one comes here, and now all I've got to do is pull that in. I'll turn it, so I've put the top on and the bottom one I'm going to pull in. Again, I can just use this as the template for where everything comes in. I think that works. It's close enough. Pop that over, pick that up, and this wave comes in here. I'm just going to pull it in, staple it, and again on this side just hold it. I work the front and back in and then the sides to match. Now if you've got more than one chair, make sure that they match as much as possible. They might vary slightly, but so long as their key points are identical, that won't matter. Cut it back, not too far, just so that you can still grab hold of the fabric and then work into place. And here, even when you pleat things, it might be slightly different from one chair to another, so don't worry. Anything that doesn't look right will be hidden. It's underneath the chair. Here again, if you feel that it bulges out, just pull it in slightly and staple. Then work to the top. Pull this in. Tighten those up just a wee bit. And then put my first pleat just down here. Second one there. And the top here, just put a pleat. Actually, I might be able to just put one big pleat there. So pull that in, pull it across, put the pleat in there, pull it into place there, and then in and across here. And again, just cut back. Now I've got two chairs that look very similar. The pile goes the same way. They come up and down here and ripple. They'll be fine. Now I'm going to work the piping into place. I'm going to come along the back like this, along the edge of the wood that I can feel, into the corner. Make sure everything's tucked into place, and then on down. Just put it a little bit taut, but not too taut, and work down and round. I'm going to put the back tacking on like they had it originally. It does actually look neater, but that's entirely up to you if you
want to do it this way.
Then screw the seat into place. Thank you for joining me on this short film. I hope I was able to impart some useful information to you. Just remember, if you're doing something with a pile, to make sure the pile always goes the same way, whether it's across the fabric or down. So if you want to see more from me, please subscribe and hit the bell button, and a few thumbs up would be absolutely brilliant. And in the meantime, see you later. Take care. Ciao.